possible.
DARPA's role is to push that technology forward to prove that it can be done, and what we say is to take the technical excuse off the table.
It's a role that grew out of the space race with Russia. President Dwight D. Eisenhower wasn't too happy when the Soviets were first in space, so in 1958 he set up DARPA.
To make sure that there was someone always in the United States and in the Department of Defense looking out there and making sure that we weren't surprised by technology.
And for almost 50 years, DARPA has kept America's defense research on the bleeding edge. Doubt the pedigree? Unmanned aircraft, GPS, even the internet owe their existence to the forward-thinking agency.
IP packet switching, which was the heart of the ARPANET back in the day, that technology is now found in everybody's home as part of the internet.
So DARPA stages demonstrations, funds research, and issues challenges, like this race through the Nevada desert by autonomous, computer-controlled vehicles.
We had 5 vehicles that traveled 132 miles, all by themselves, across the desert, through a mountain pass.
Some of this stuff takes some imagination to think about, but DARPA funds us in a way that helps us make it real a lot faster than it would be otherwise if we were just doing university stuff all the time.
Mark Rabert should know. DARPA helped him take this experimental dancing robot from the ivory halls of higher education to a robotic pack mule that could help the soldier on the go.
The idea is to make robots that can go anywhere that a person can go. And that's a lot of places that tanks and other kinds of vehicles can't get to.
This is the micro air vehicle, which we developed for the Army.
How about a helicopter that can fit in a backpack?
It's a little 12-pound vehicle, but it's a ducted fan rotorcraft. This is a helicopter, if you will, that you can pull out of your backpack. It starts with a pull cord. This can hover, fly down the street. It's got 2 cameras, can look in windows looking for a threat.
Designers nicknamed this vehicle Private Smith.
This will do the things that you would ask Private Smith to do. Hey, Private Smith, go over to the next block and see what's going on. Private Smith, get up on that rooftop and keep an eye out.
Which gives the real-life Private Smith a better chance of returning home safely. But maybe you're looking for something a little bigger.
This is called Heliplane. That combines a very novel rotor system with a fixed-wing aircraft.
Or possibly faster.
This is the high-fly hypersonic missile. It's a vehicle that's designed to do Mach 6, 6 times the speed of sound.
This hypersonic scramjet will put some giddy-up into today's cruise missile.
What this allows the ships to stand off much further away, and yet when a Marine on shore says, I need help, they can send a missile in, and it'll be there at speeds unheard of before. This is a space-borne robotic arm.
A necessary tool when you're servicing and refueling satellites.
Today we launch satellites with a single tank of gas. And when the satellites run out of gas, we drop them in the ocean. You wouldn't buy a used car that way, right? So the notion here is that you can extend the life of a satellite when it needs to be refueled. You send up a servicer. We've designed, if you will, a gas nozzle and a gas cap that work in zero gravity, that allow these things to come together, refuel them, extend their lives, take these billion-dollar satellites and keep them up and working for much longer.
This is a through-wall motion detector. So the main purpose of it is that you want to be able to detect if a room is occupied before going in. Okay, the idea is you put it up against the wall.
And the device sees through brick, wood, adobe, even concrete. It's information that could help troops plan something like a rescue attempt. That is, if they have time.
Think about it. If you're in a hostage and you're held hostage somewhere, do you really want to hear, can you hang tight for about a week while we go build this scenario?
Realistic virtual worlds are easily programmed by large Hollywood studios, using talented programmer and months of work.
The question is, can I get a 19-year-old to do it in minutes? No training. Can he just do that himself? How does he grab a blueprint and a photo and do it himself? You notice he's just touching the screen. It's that easy.
Real World provides hyper-accurate 3D renders for the 11th hour combat rehearsal.
So compare this to giving a 19-year-old kid a satellite map and a contour map and saying, imagine where you're going, versus you just fly him right through and say, this is where you're going to be.
Foster Miller makes the Talon, a small, lightweight military robot that has proved effective in disabling improvised explosive devices.
We have over 1,000 of these units deployed to Iraq right now.
And it's those IEDs that account for many of the injuries in Iraq.
One of the miracles of this current conflict is, in fact, the new generation body armor. It actually is very effective in protecting the torso and the abdomen, traditional areas where fatal injuries occur. But as a consequence, sadly, you do have a lot more appendage or extremity injuries which kind of leads us to this particular technology that we're developing.
Amputees returning from Iraq are issued prosthetics that have changed little over the years.
Current, commercially available, clinically approved replacement upper extremity prostheses are less than optimal. They are a hook. You can put a cosmetic sleeve over it, it's still a hook. It opens and closes at the best.
So DARPA is trying to mimic the most complex technology around.
Now you have a powered shoulder, so you can do this. You have a powered elbow, so you can actually lift something. You actually have a wrist that will turn. And very important, you have 5 fingers. Because what gives us, you and me as humans, functionality, it is this. This is, without a doubt, the most wonderful tool that exists in nature.
Strap-and-go systems like this could soon give way to surgically implanted triggers.
We surgically, Dr. Todd Kuiken invented this, move those nerves over to the chest muscles, where now you can find them because they're right against the chest wall. And you use those nerves to trigger the arm.
After that, chips could be implanted directly into the brain.
Ultimately, we like to go to where the brain is actually doing it, because the richness of what all of us do, play the piano, swing a golf club, swing a baseball bat like Barry Bonds, that requires a high level of sophistication.
But with risk comes failure.
We're the place that's allowed to fail. You know, we're focused on high risk, high payoff work. And so when you take those big risks, sometimes they don't work out. But you learn from them all.
Kyle Majors, 10 News.